He was obsessed with me. And I thought he just wanted to be famous, and that turned out to be a homosexual obsession. He came to Romania with two people who I respect very much, Myron and Fresh, great guys. They managed to convince me to allow him to come. He came there and started acting really fruity and really weird. He started telling me that he had this cuck thing that was exposed. He had this big cuck scandal, and he asked me what I think about cucking and if it's normal to explore your sexuality and if I've ever tried it. And I said, look, I'm older than you, bro, and I've never tried that. I don't think that's normal. And then he started saying, isn't it normal just to try new things? Don't you think it's normal to be curious? How do you know if you're really gay or not unless you've tried being gay? And then I realized he was coming on to me. And when I realized he was coming on to me, I thought the best thing I can do is just not talk to him anymore.
I haven't even watched all of that clip, but I just want to use that clip to highlight a point. So I'm not really interested in the back and forth with Andrew Tate and Sneako. I don't really give a fuck. Andrew Tate's accusing him of being gay. Sneako gay? I don't know, probably. He's into some weird shit. If you're into weird shit, then you're probably halfway there. But whatever. The point is that these guys, they don't like each other. And I've highlighted this for years. I always call it networking gone wrong. Because this whole networking thing, it only applies, in my opinion, when you're coming up together. Not when a bunch of people have already made it and start coming together. Just, oh, well, you do this and I do this and we're kind of in the same space. So now let's do a collab type of thing. And it's kind of like, yeah, but kind of understand that you're only doing it for this particular reason. But you're not friends. That's why these guys fall out, look, as much as women. I haven't fell out with anyone in like 15 years. But these influencer guys seem to fall out with each other non-stop. Like women. Like the women that they talk about all the time. It's all weird. If you don't like someone, why even put yourself in the room with them continuously over and over again? And then when you have a big fallout, you go back to the first time you met and like, well, I never liked him from the beginning, but you met him so many times after. Someone asked me a question about Sneako about 3-4 years ago. Like, oh, what do you think of Sneako? And I was like, well, I never really watched him much, but from what I see, his opinions are based on whoever is watching at that particular moment. Like, he flip-flops so much because he's kind of like, he's like a blank canvas for just people to just put ideas on, and then he pushes whatever he wants to hang on to that particular moment. That's from what I seen. And then years later, I see people start to say the same thing because there's only so long you can do this shit. Eventually, when you're a grown man, who are you? What are your beliefs? Not who are you influenced by. What are you into? What's your thing? And, you know, a lot of these influencers, you know, Tate's Tate, and Tate pretty much influences all the rest, but Tate's losing his influence. So now people are disrespecting Tate because he's not as powerful as he used to be back in the day. And the whole manosphere thingy, manosphere is such a cringy word, but that's what it's called. The whole manosphere thingy, it's like every man for themselves. Whereas a few years ago, it was all together like an Avengers and like all looking after each other. But now there's not much money in it. And everyone's been, you know, demonetized and banned and moved platforms and this, that, and other, getting less views, this, that, and other. They're all scraping and stabbing each other in the back. So I just want to prove this point. Networking is good, but if you put too much into these new people that are coming into your life, new people, and the perception is that you're all friends, eventually, and when your perception is you're all friends and your job is to have people watch you and follow you and believe you. It's a different thing. Networking behind closed doors is a different thing. But when you're doing it on camera, eventually people just see the cracks. Networking is when a bunch of like-minded people are coming up together from a similar spot and on the grind together, in the trenches together. People that made it at different areas. The egos are at a certain point. They think they're the man. They think they've got the answers. And eventually it's just people are going to clash at the top. Based on what Tate's saying about Sneako, the personal stuff, probably. Who cares? That's just my 2 cents piece. The Rich Forever School community is now doing $100 to $100,000 challenge, right? You might hear that and think, $100 to $100,000, how's that even possible? It's already been done. We've already done it and now we're doing it again, right? So every member, we're going to turn your $100 into $100,000. Join while you still can and join while it's still cheap. It's currently 60 pence a day. Can you afford to miss that? 60 pence a day in order to turn your $100 into $100,000. Not to mention all the other value that's within the community. Check the promotional video, click the link. The link is somewhere around here.
Join while you still can. I'll see you inside. Peace.